We need the fucking Kaiju Chaos intro. Anyways,
I know. I was saying that we need
gore readings, flush when horror freaks. I'm Mike Kruger, joined by producer Todd, Pugzilla,
Namaste,
and Dan. And we are finally back for another episode of Kaiju Chaos. It's been about, I don't know how many months since we did a Godzilla commentary, so it's been a minute. But this is the best type of Kaiju Chaos because we are fucking reviewing Godzilla -1 tonight. And also, later on, some TV Terror Talk with the Monarch series that is streaming on Apple. But to start, I think we're going to start with Godzilla -1, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I don't think the conversation.
I think we're all fresh from the theater. I can't wait to talk about this movie. For background, for any newer listeners, Godzilla is my fucking superhero. I am a Godzilla fanatic. I've been a Godzilla fanatic since I was a little fucking child. Literally, I think it was like the first movie I ever actually sat down and watched. I don't remember which one exactly, but I know it was a Godzilla movie. And like most people have Batman and Superman and Spider-Man as their superheroes, but mine has been this giant fucking green atomic lizard for my whole life. And anytime there's a new Godzilla movie, I just get immensely excited. And especially a new Godzilla movie from Japan, because those are my favorites. No disrespect to what Legendary has done with the Godzilla films, but I think the best Godzilla films are always going to be the ones from Japan. And we haven't got one since Shin Godzilla in 2016, which is actually my second favorite Godzilla movie of all time. So I had super high expectations going into -1. So we will see where those lie tonight. But first, I will get into the description of the movie. So Godzilla -1, post-war Japan from 0 to minus. In post-war Japan, a new terror rises. Will the devastated people be able to survive, let alone fight back? Pretty vague description, but this does take place immediately after
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, basically, right? Oppenheimer technically is a fucking prequel to this movie. But it takes immediately after we bombed Japan in World War II. And well, I wouldn't say immediately after, but it takes place before and then during the bombing, and then shows us the aftermath. And of course, after we bomb Japan, Godzilla shows up, decides to give a big middle finger to Tokyo. So I guess I feel like I'm talking fucking too much. So before I get into this, expectations going in.
I avoid talking about this, Kruger. I am not a fan of Shin Godzilla. It's low.
No, I know it is.
So my expectations were like, hopefully, because I still wanted a monster in a suit the last movie.
Yeah, but you can't fucking do it anymore. So you have to get over that.
I have. That's where my expectations were set. So,
Pugs.
I did not watch any of the trailers. I saw one clip of the fin coming through the water, and my dick was immediately hard. So I was excited, but like I do try to maintain a level of excitement. I'm not gonna lie though, I was pretty excited to see this. So going in, I was pretty stoked.
Dan.
Oh, super hyped for this one. I'd heard nothing specific, but I had heard nothing but good things. So
going in, it was hard not to be very hype. I mean, obviously a Godzilla movie, but just in general, the reception that this has gotten critically has been nothing but stellar. And I'll just get right into fucking my review. So you guys,
this is your shit. I want to hear what you have to say.
I thought this is one of the greatest Godzilla films we have ever seen. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. The themes in this movie are exactly what fucking Godzilla should be. And especially with the perspective of our main character being a kamikaze World War II pilot that ended up fleeing and you know, for better, obviously, you know, sentenced death.
In that culture, that is a disgraceful thing to do.
So yeah, and they got that over very well, about like what would happen if you did something like that during that time period. And man, just the character. I'll just get into the characters first. This is by far the greatest and most compelling human story we've had in this ever in a Godzilla movie. I even put that against the original Godzilla. I mean, I love those human characters in the original 1954 film, but these are just way more compelling. There's way more depth to them, and it matters a lot, because not for a second did this movie drag at all for me, and it was, you know, over 2 hours long. And the Godzilla human element has always been the weak point, I think, for a lot of people. Granted, there's times where it shines, like the original film, and I think some of the Heisei stuff too. And there's certain, you can pick and choose little Showa era movies where they have great human characters, but for the most part,
they cracked the code here.
they really just outdid themselves. Our lead actor, I'm gonna fucking butcher this, buddy, but I'm gonna try my best. Ryunosuke Kamaki. Holy fucking shit, dude! Does this guy deserve a fucking Oscar? The way he just fucking portrayed war trauma in this movie, and just it was so compelling. I felt so fucking bad for his character. Not to spoil anything, but this guy goes through a lot of fucking bullshit on top of the fleeing or being a fleeing kamikaze pilot. And I just I couldn't be happier with the human element of this fucking movie, which again usually is the weakest thing, but I had to put that over first, because I truly do believe that these are the best human characters and the best human story that we've gotten in any Godzilla movie. Godzilla himself, lots of personality in this one, which I loved. I think they have a very good balance between the Heisei era of Godzilla along with our Americanized version, where he shows more personality and stuff. He shows more personality in Heisei too, but I think it's
a hold my sake moment for sure.
Yeah, I just, his personality was fucking awesome. I love this Godzilla. The design, again, back to Heisei, very Heisei-esque, but
no cat ears.
Yeah, no cat. Well, yeah. Well, Heisei actually, he had cat ears, but they were little.
Yeah, but I mean, they're non-existent.
I was happy about that, and I was also happy just about the look of him. And motherfucker, I have never seen CGI better in this movie. I don't give a fuck. Like Jurassic Park, definitely on the same level, but this is some of the best fucking CGI I've seen, I think, ever. Especially the shots of Godzilla in the water. There's times where I'm fucking tricked, dude, and I am not fully convinced that that this is fully CGI. I hope I'm wrong about that, and they did use some practical shots, because practical effects are still king for me. But there's times I was fooled, and I'm like, especially the gun scene with on the boat. If you've seen the trailer, you know that's a scene. There's shots of Godzilla's mouth and just his head that just do not. It doesn't make sense to me if that's CGI. But more of the close-up shots. But we'll see. I'm very excited, and I hope we get a great Blu-ray so I can find all those links out. But the CGI was fucking phenomenal. This Godzilla is so fucking badass. Also, some awesome callbacks to Godzilla versus King Ghidorah from the Heisei series with Godzilla's origin story. If you know those movies, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into further detail, but holy fuck, that was so fucking cool. I love that fucking scene, and just, I love this fucking movie. Godzilla is a menacing force anytime he's on screen. This is one of the coolest interpretations we've gotten of the character. Shout out to, not a lot, but the slight gore aspects we got to this movie. Godzilla fucking stepping on a field of people, and then there's the fucking blood cloud. That was the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my motherfucking life. Like, holy shit! My girlfriend can confirm. My jaw was dropped through a lot of this movie, but that scene alone.
How many times did tears roll down your face?
Twice involving our child character, who also is possibly the cutest fucking kid I've ever seen in my life, and I never want to see that thing cry ever again in my life.
Cosign.
That part was rough. I was like, oh.
Dude, I was like, stop it, dude. This hurts. Like, get back to Wizard. I hope we get more of these. I hope this kickstarts a new franchise of Godzilla films. Give this fucking guy the Bible of Godzilla and tell him to fucking rewrite it, because goddamn did fucking Takashi Yamazaki knock it out of the motherfucking park with this fucking movie. He's created one of the best Godzilla movies ever. I think the greatest Godzilla movie fucking since the original. And I mean, it sucks because I love Shin Godzilla so much, right? But this shit's so hard on Shin Godzilla because, I
was just gonna say, this is what I wanted
with
in
Shin
place
Godzilla.
of Shin. Yeah, that's.
I mean, Shin
is like the perfect use of Godzilla for the first time in CG. If this would have been,
I agree. I agree with you. And like the other thing that this movie does so well that we failed to with the American movies is there's no cutaways really, like at all. When Godzilla's doing shit, we don't need to fucking cut to the humans. Let Godzilla be a character, which is a big sin that the American movies have, along with just screen time alone. I think this is the most screen time we've gotten for Godzilla in a very fucking long time. And just anytime he was there, they fucking made it count. I will always love Shin Godzilla to the day I die. The fucking body horror aspects of that fucking version of Godzilla is amazing. But this gives you the action, this gives you some of that body horror, this gives you some of the gore aspects too. Again, not fucking heavy or anything like that, but it's there. There's kaiju gore in this motherfucker, and there's also a blood cloud that's dude, I need fucking like a clip of Godzilla stepping on those motherfuckers with the blood cloud, and it just fucking start playing Raining Blood from Slayer. From
the Lacerating Sky.
Yeah, like fucking A. If you haven't realized, this is my favorite movie of the year, which is fucked up because I just had my favorite movie of the year like a week and a half ago when we reviewed Thanksgiving. But this
time to be thankful. Christmas came early. It's all good.
This is just it is the perfect Godzilla movie, I think, for the Godzilla fan that loves Shin Godzilla and that also loves 1954, the original Godzilla, along with the Heisei series. Doesn't get goofy like the Heisei series, but if you love that design, you love that Godzilla look, this kind of expands upon that look but makes it even better. And Rob fucking Takashi Yamazaki, I fucking owe you a blowjob. That's all I gotta say.
Not only did he direct, he also did the VFX too.
Yeah. Well, then that's the cool thing about this guy. So, a little background about Takashi Yamazaki.
Bad motherfucker, apparently.
Bad motherfucker, but also like he hasn't he's made a lot of Japanese anime live action movies and stuff like that, but he hasn't done anything close to what Godzilla is, other than when he got a few years ago, he was in charge of doing all the visual effects for Godzilla the Ride in Japan. And I think that's what ended up landing him this gig, because they used his Godzilla design. They just kind of tweaked a few things. But if you've never seen Godzilla the Ride, the Japan thing, that fucking thing is so badass. It's Godzilla fighting King Ghidorah, and then I think he fights or King Ghidorah and Rodan fight a little bit, but it's basically just straight out of the Heisei series. Godzilla suplexes fucking King Ghidorah in the goddamn thing. It's so badass.
All three heads?
Yeah, legit. He gets all three, and then he fucking gets them over. It's awesome. So once I watched that and I realized it was him, I thought it was going to be great, but I didn't know he was going to be so like adamant on making sure every bit of the effects were the way he wanted. And I think that's why this movie is so fucking great, is because the director is also an effects guy. So he knew, like, I can't have a single shot of this movie not look fucking fantastic, on top of like just the attention to detail, the little things too. Like, you know, times where Godzilla's getting hit, you're seeing like flesh turn different colors, and like it's so badass. This movie's fucking fantastic. Please go out and fucking support this movie, because it's only going to be in theaters for a week. And
shit, really?
Yeah. And
Fuck.
I
Okay,
think
That's crazy.
yeah, and
fuck you, Dan.
And dude, like, this deserves its fucking flowers. It's one of the greatest monster movies, I think, of all time, and I couldn't have been happier with it. I'm so fucking glad that I got to see it one night early, and man, I'm gonna be doing a lot of fucking DoorDash to make sure I get to this a couple more fucking times. They're having D-Box showing, so I'm gonna go to those definitely before this is over.
I know Ben was saying now he has to decide between 40X or IMAX.
Go as big as you possibly can.
As big as you can. I did XD tonight, which was great, but was no IMAX, unfortunately. So anybody, whoever wants to go next,
call on somebody and we'll go.
I call on Dan.
So this director, I was actually pretty excited because he's been on my radar for a long time, a little over 20 years. In fact, he did a sci-fi action movie called Returner years ago. I think that's the first thing I saw with him. He did Space Battleship Yamato, the live action.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, very good director. So obviously I was excited, and in this film, the human drama, I was just as engaged as the Godzilla stuff. Even when Godzilla was not on screen, this is a great story. Just post-war Japan, and just how, you know, destroyed everybody was, and the best by far human characters ever in a Godzilla movie. I really think that I don't see even the most diehard of Godzilla fan out there that this would not be in your top 3 or 4.
Yeah,
I think
it's impossible, dude. It's fucking impossible, because they just it hits everything. The only fucking thing it doesn't hit, I'm not even gonna say it.
I think they hit a home run, really.
Well,
I mean,
absolutely.
And what's really wild about this movie, I don't know if this is down to the exact percent, but I saw somebody say this movie is roughly 10% the budget of the recent American movies.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this
over there. And also he did the effects himself.
Yeah, and I love the recent films, don't get me wrong, but I think this movie is more thrilling. It feels even more epic.
What about the CGI?
The CGI I thought was great.
Ben Grimm, dang, wanted Dan to hate it so Kruger could force choke him through the screen.
That wouldn't be a force. No, hold on. That wouldn't be a fucking force choke. What that would be is Kruger isn't going to be here tonight on Wednesday, and then you would hear, and I come through the fucking glass. Quark would be screaming, and then I fucking deck him right in the jaw. And then,
Quark would protect me, but no, I mean, if you Godzilla,
Kruger would bring that possum with him. your arch enemy possum.
It wasn't a possum. If you like Godzilla movies, it's impossible that you're going to be disappointed in this. I can't in my head fathom what wouldn't do it for you.
The only thing I could see is someone who is still 100% against CGI. Godzilla.
Well, maybe, but I thought it looked
I think this could win
absolutely
it over.
breathtaking.
They would bring that
And
up. Yeah.
I like that Godzilla was scary again. You know, and nothing against. I love the cheese of the '70s run. I enjoy most Godzilla movies. You know, minus '98. This really felt like Godzilla was a threat. He was scary. The suspense was always there. The set design. You mentioned the acting. Ryunosuke Kamiki, who plays our lead, is fantastic. Very likable, broken character that you really want to see succeed. Minami Hamabi, who plays Noriko, I think was also a scene stealer. She was just wonderful. The hype is real on this one. The fact that it's only going to be out a week, to me, is insane. And I will say this movie is subtitled. That's the way you want to see it, because you will lose so much of the emotion if you watch it dubbed. We're used to dubbed Godzilla films. That's what we all came up on. But this is one that really you should see it that way, because you would lose a lot of the emotion, which is strong.
I agree with that too.
It's heartbreaking at times. I mean, it's a really
the dramatic film. Yeah, the dramatic aspect of this movie, I mean, it takes you on a fucking emotional roller coaster. And I do agree with you full-heartedly. There's no way the best dubber in the fucking world is going to be able to, like, convey the emotion our main character or any of the characters had, for that matter.
Rebecca Hall, get your fucking ass over here. Let's try it.
for the chick, yeah, I'm in. Actually, no, she's got to be like the chick that sees him right when he comes home.
That's she can just play Godzilla.
Yeah, she'd be everybody. Give her a voice modulator.
All right, we're gonna pounce you into this building here. We're going old school, Rebecca. Tuck your chin. No, I mean, it is way up there. I mean, it's hard to touch the original, but this
is close.
Close. They hit at this point. I mean, I love Final Wars. This might even be above that. It's just such an amazing movie. I really hope you go out and see it on the biggest screen possible.
Yeah, you gotta watch. You can't watch this movie.
He's talking to you.
Yeah, dude, no, like legitimately, you cannot watch this movie for the first time on the small screen. It's not going to do it fucking justice. Granted, it's still going to be awesome, but you need to see this on the biggest screen that you can.
And, I've developed a hatred of going to the theater, and I recommend you get your fucking ass out there. Like it's worth it dealing with pain in the ass people.
Yeah.
My crowd, it was a little less than half full because I went at 5:00, but it was. Everybody, they were walking out. There were a couple people saying, like, yeah, that's the best I've seen in decades. It's the real deal. Believe the hype, the acting, the effects. I mean, my God, I could have watched an entire 2-hour movie just with the human characters and dealing with the emotions and everything just coming out of the war. Because it is not only a great Godzilla movie, it's a great war movie.
Yeah, great post-war, yeah.
This better get a best foreign film nod.
Dude, Jesus Christ. How the fuck does it not?
If it didn't have Godzilla, it would 100% get it. So even with them, this shit
I fucking hope it does. Good fucking point, sir. It should. Oh, I'm going to get fucking irritated. Okay.
Well, it did come out. It made the cut.
Yeah, I mean...
For a week. Right, yeah.
What would be your top 5, Kruger? I'd have to revisit some stuff.
Top five Godzillas, I can tell you right now. And again, I don't know where to put Shin, so I'm knocking Shin off because I can only have one CGI Godzilla in my top 5.
These are constraints you're making for yourself, sir. You can do what you want.
I can't do that to Godzilla. But 54. Godzilla -1, Godzilla versus Destroyer, GMK, Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, all monsters out attack. Godzilla versus Biollante. It's my top 5.
Okay. Good top 5. Those are all great. Yeah.
Man,
there's only 6 serious Godzilla films. I mean, the rest are pretty campy.
Yeah. Now
You got 54,
Well, no,
85, 2000. I forgot Biollante and Shin Godzilla and this one. So
okay, hold on.
7.
Yeah, but you can argue like you could argue that some of the like Heisei outside of Biollante and 85 like is completely batshit, but Godzilla versus Destroyer is definitely serious. I mean, and there's a lot of like
I don't think it keeps the grounded reality of the ones I've mentioned.
no, that's true. That's true. I get that. I would also say there's another one that you're missing on that list. I'm trying to fucking think off the top of my head, but I can't. The SOS stuff.
Tokyo SOS.
Yeah, like
yeah,
but that also has Ghost Godzilla with bones and shit. So I get.
But I mean, out of those, like 85 is my favorite, but this is 100% a better movie than 85.
So 85 is your favorite of all time?
Yeah, it's my first one. I saw it on the big screen. There's a connection with it.
Well, I mean, 85 is great, but
yeah, Raymond Burback. It was from New World Pictures, so everything about that movie was exciting to me.
The Super X ship adds a lot to that fucking movie.
But I do love the return of Godzilla cut even more, because when I finally got to see that cut, it's like such. Either way. But this one, I loved it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the one you're talking about, Return of Godzilla. That's the cut that adds in all the shit for King of the or the the Americanized version.
Godzilla 85 is the one that is the American. Yeah, that adds the Raymond Burr and all the other stuff.
I know you saw this, Kruger, but did you see Gareth Edwards basically said he was jealous of this movie?
Yeah, he said this is what I wish I could have did.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know why Americans just can't quite nail it.
I disagree with them not nailing it because I love Michael Daughtery's thing, but I think a big part of why that movie isn't so great is because like human elements, human aspect is very like not fucking important. And also they cut away a lot with that movie. I still love that movie because it's like an awesome tribute film to Godzilla as a whole, but you get so many cutaways and shit that like it bought the people that are there and they're like, I don't care about a tribute movie. I just want a goddamn fun Godzilla movie. Those are the people that kind of don't really like that one. Just because of the cutaways, and also I mean Todd has had this complaint. The lighting is very dark.
Goddamn,
but it's not as dark as 54, dude. 54 is one of the darkest pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life. Thank God.
54 is not,
or not 54. Fucking.
I assume that's not what you meant. That's why.
That's not what I meant. It's been a long day. Fucking 2014. That movie was so fucking dark, but I will say the 4K did clean it up a lot.
That movie still upsets me.
Yeah,
I think there is something lost in translation because look at Kong, they get that right.
Yeah, well, it's also a different story though. Like Kong is very Kong's easy to get down. He's very human.
He's very American.
Very American, but he's very human too. Godzilla was a little bit harder because, like, Godzilla don't love nobody. Sometimes he adopts a kid. That's about as much emotion as you get out of him, other than just "fuck you, humans. I hate you."
That's a good. Who argues with that?
That's why I identify with Godzilla. I'm the same fucking way.
Our official church.
We should.
Only God I believe in.
New shirt coming soon.
Dude, we need that shirt. I will buy that immediately. Only God, I believe in it. It's just Godzilla just sitting there with his grin.
Oh, Schlack should make one. Godzilla and Schlack. I know he has the other one, but like, he should appreciate this.
I still have heat with Schlack for him making a shirt of him stomping Godzilla's eyeballs out. Fuck you.
We need a Kruger shirt of you stomping fucking Schlack the fuck out.
Yeah, there's gonna be a fucking receipt for that coming, motherfucker.
That's the second Godzuki comment we've had in there.
Yeah. Dude, I was fully prepared earlier today to come here and give like a poker face and just say how much I didn't like it just to get a rise, because I rarely do that to you, Kruger. But I can't do it. It's too fucking good. I as soon as it was over, I'm like, I want to watch this again. I don't even want to do this damn
Me
show. Fucking this director, outstanding. You can see his love for Jaws, his love for Christopher Nolan, his love for Spielberg in general. This dude is a true fan, and that comes through the screen, just in your face. Doesn't even need to be in 3D, and I got hit with it. It's fucking incredible. The acting across the board. The main guy, the main chick, the little girl, I fucking love her. The neighbor lady, the boys on the boat. The doc is my favorite. I fucking loved him. His hair blowing in the wind was fucking awesome. But the main dude, I can't remember his name. Shimia. I'm not even gonna do it. The main guy, him portraying PTSD and survivor's guilt. Yeah, you can give him the award now, because that was way too good. And the homegirl too, she was awesome. One of the human elements made me drop my jaw. Take that for what you will. And if we have a spoiler section, I'll get into that. If not, go watch it. It'll drop your jaw too. Godzilla's look is fucking amazing. I liked seeing how his erection came into be, and then boom, he fucking spooges everywhere. I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing ever. Him swimming.
Wouldn't that he's just like a masochist, so when you shoot him, that just makes his dick hard. That's
yeah, and his fucking atomic breath is his jizz.
Yeah. But seeing him in full blown shark mode or alligator mode, with like just eyes and top of the teeth over the water, that is scary as fuck. And like, yeah, Dan is correct in saying Godzilla is scary again, because this time I was like, oh fuck, I hope they make it, which is also a good thing because I care about the actual human element. By far, this is the best humans we've had in any Godzilla movie. I believe it wholeheartedly. Because Godzilla didn't even need to be on the screen and I would have still been entertained. That's how good this is. But seeing Godzilla from like 9/11, Cloverfield, ground level in Tokyo. Thank you, 9/11, I guess, for giving this, because this was fucking scary and gorgeous. And then the mushroom clouds.
Oh my god, dude!
The fucking rain. It's just everything was done
the
right.
Fucking breath. The breath.
Yes.
The craziest atomic breath this motherfucker has ever had.
Everything was fucking done right. I cannot wait for them to expand and build on this world, because I want to see this version of Ghidorah. I want to see this version of Gigan. Gigan's still my favorite monster. I've always said this, that Godzilla is usually not my favorite monster in his own movie. This one's going to have a hard time to beat for me. I fucking fell in love with this guy. He is the shit. He was minding his own business for the most part, and he got fucked with. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Didn't you fucking learn? Anyway, this movie's outstanding. Get your fucking ass out there to the theater. When it comes on VOD, buy it same day. I'm going to have multiple copies. I fucking love it. I'm not ready to say it's my absolute all-time favorite Godzilla, but it's definitely in the conversation now. We'll decide in a couple of weeks when I see it again a few times. I fucking loved it. Outstanding.
I know there's all the Oppenheimer jokes and stuff, but this is legitimately taking a movie the level of Oppenheimer and inserting Godzilla into it. It's like it's already that caliber of film, without Godzilla involved. So
dude, I the thing that I loved about it too is like, they definitely like had to spend some money like on the big shots of Japan and stuff, but you could it still felt low budget. in certain aspects of it. Like very minimal with the sets, not like like you have your water set or whatever that you're doing all the fucking like main action with, but you don't. It didn't feel like it was CGI fucking like painted all over the fucking place. You could tell they actually went to some shooting locations and they really did some fucking shit.
I don't think that makes it feel low budget because I think it feels huge. That builds a giant world,
but it also feels intimate too. Because
that's the better word for it. It feels like it's an intimate setting, and the fact that we're in this ravaged town in Japan that fucking is trying to recover from this bomb, and then we're being able to see the progression over time of like how it's building itself up, and then who's coming to knock it down? Godzilla's fucking strolling in there, fucking doing a little jig, and then fucking I couldn't be happier with this fucking thing, man. I mean, it's like really shocking to me that they got every aspect. Like there isn't like, again, I love
I'm just assuming the director grew up a fan. This is why he got everything fucking right.
Pugs. I mean, come on, dude. He lived in Japan. He had to grow up watching Godzilla.
No, but I think he was like a fucking, he's one of you. He is a diehard guy. I would be shocked. He's like, oh, I just think Godzilla's okay. Oh,
I could
like Batman, because here's the fucking keys to the Batmobile. Give me something.
No, I can tell this guy grew up watching like the originals and was a big fan of the Heisei era, because again, he just like the look alone is very Heisei-esque. Those are the Godzilla movies from the
movement of Godzilla. I didn't even address that.
Oh yeah, dude. So the greatest thing about that was when he's on land, very like stagnant,
bulky, thick,
and bulky, and he's not moving that much, kind of like Shin Godzilla. But once that motherfucker hits the water, he's like Jaws, like he's just fucking going. And man, just go see this fucking movie. We deserve fucking monster movies like this again, and give my boy Takashi Yamazaki like free range for anything Godzilla. This needs to start. Japan needs to do their own monster versus what they fucking need to do.
Dude,
and start right here. Yeah,
they're gonna get him. Hopefully he stays strong and does a couple more of these before he comes over.
Yeah,
it's so fucking good.
Well, why don't we rate this and move on to Monarch? Man, I mean, obviously, it's a 5 out of 5. Like, this is fucking perfect. Probably the most perfect Godzilla movie I could ask for in the year 2023. And just thank you, Takashi Yamazaki, for making me, and I'm sure all the Godzilla fans out there, a movie that made us feel like a kid again, and that had the spirit of all the classics with updated technology. You did everything justice. You fooled me a couple of times. I'm still not fully convinced it's all fucking CGI, motherfucker. But if you fooled me, then I'm glad you did. And
they scanned a suit. They found a loophole.
well, that's what they did with Shin Godzilla. They scanned the puppet, and that's why like the Shin Godzilla itself looks very realistic. It looks like a suit at times, but this took it to a whole nother level. And man, just again, like fucking favorite character and of all time, probably in any movie. I love Freddy Krueger, but like I think Godzilla kind of eclipses him because he has just so much more history to him. And
with you, right? Like you saw him before you saw Freddy Krueger.
Oh yeah, way.
Jax,
Maybe you'll get a Godzilla Elm Street crossover. Just
hey, we got Godzilla versus Bambi, so never.
I don't need Godzilla versus Freddy. I'm good with them being separate.
You know what? You know why Godzilla having a dream that Freddy makes himself a child and fights Godzilla?
Oh, dude, Freddy
See,
makes
now he
himself.
was.
All right, fuck, dude. How you gonna give? Yeah, you gotta fucking just.
Mothra lays eggs in his ass.
Oh my!
See, and then you gotta make him fucking weird, homie.
Nightmare in Tokyo.
Yeah, Stan was one of the jocks, right?
All right, so 5 out of 5. Let's.
All right, I'll rate it right now. It's a fucking 5 easily. I don't know if you can tell. I just sucked its massive fucking penis all night long. It's great.
Dan,
Out of 5.
Well, you're all the penis suckers tonight, but I still give it 5.
Fucking big hole, yes.
Big hole.
I mean, yeah. This movie was fantastic.
Gojira reigns supreme, motherfucker.
I couldn't have.
Flesh wound approved across
Yes,
the
I
board.
couldn't ask for anything more.
The blockbuster's not dead. I mean, like, this is where we
The fact,
should be at.
and again, the fact that this fucking movie, like you said, for our fucking core,
Not even 10% of the budget. Not even 10%.
that is insane, and just shows like fuck these fucking people. Stop paying them so much goddamn money and make shit.
Because
No
he can
more
do it
Marvel
himself, I
shit.
think, and he knows his buddies. That's how you can keep your shit down. So we need more friends that do this and more fans to get involved.
But again, like if this guy has a team, hey, go tell fucking Hollywood, knock on
Go
this
team.
motherfucker's door,
There's my flag.
fucking get this team to fucking go get some shit done. Because do we know who's doing Cloverfield 2 yet?
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't
Hope
know
it's
if
not
they've
the
announced
Paradox
it.
people. 'Cause fuck those
Oh,
guys.
I was going to
no.
say 2. Isn't this 4?
No, this is 2 because they're saying fuck all the other movies.
10
Granted-
Cloverfield Lane is fucking the shit, dude.
Right.
10
Yeah,
Cloverfield
but it
Lane
doesn't.
is
But it
bad.
doesn't fit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't fucking fit with the goddamn. Like
Okay,
I-
we're sorry, Kruger.
I hate. No, I like the movie, but I hate fucking Cloverfield being all over the motherfucking place, and it's just not being about a giant monster. Make your other fucking movies.
John
Fuck you.
Goodman.
This is
the
what I
giant
say,
monster.
and this is what I say. This is how it would have went if Halloween was a different fucking movie every movie back in the 80s. All Kruger would have wanted was the Michael Myers, just
Okay,
like
but no, because then fucking I was fine with 10 Cloverfield Lane at first, but then Paradox tried to tell me that fucking this shit all is in the same universe. So fuck them.
But
It was a cool
my point-
marketing thing when it was like, oh, same day, no advertisement, just the Super Bowl. I wish they would do that again, but with a
I know.
good movie.
I watched the Super Bowl the
Yeah, with
next year.
something
Open.
good. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Monarch. So with Monarch, I think we could just kind of fucking free range talk. Yeah, lump it all together. Because there are technically 4 episodes out now. We've only watched the first 3 because we had other shit to do tonight, but we're going to talk about the first 3 of Monarch. So Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which is the MonsterVerse TV series streaming on Apple. The description for this is set after the battle between Godzilla and the Titans, revealing that monsters are real, follows one family's journey to uncover its buried secrets and legacy linking them to Monarch. Well, that description's fucking wrong. This takes place after Godzilla fights the Mudos in 2014. And so it bridges. Yeah, well, maybe we'll eventually get into the stuff after he fought everybody in Godzilla King of the Monsters, but as of right now, it seems like it's a direct sequel to 2014. I like the show. First 2 episodes I thought were a little weak. I do really like Wyatt Russell a lot, though. I think he's probably my favorite character other than Kurt Russell, obviously. And I think the dynamic of having him play a younger version of himself or a younger version of his dad is very, very fucking cool.
The age doesn't quite add up, though, does it? Like, I'm looking at that.
That will be explained away. Yeah, he should be like 91 or something like that. But I think that'll get explained away.
Hey man, it's fucking Kurt Russell. He fucking is injecting like kaiju blood into his. I've been
in the same room with him. That like I get it. That is a handsome man. I was like, where is Goldie? Because I want to see if she's that pretty on screen. I want to see her.
So the thing I'll say about this show is, again, first episode, like the scenes with the monsters are great, but there's not a lot of them. It's very, character-driven story. But I will also say these are probably the most interesting characters for me, at least in the MonsterVerse.
Up until -1, it was like,
it
was like in general. I was ready today to come say like, "Hey, these are the best people I've ever fucking seen in the
MonsterVerse." Yeah. Hyphens. But yeah, these are the most interesting characters and the ones I want to spend the most time with in the MonsterVerse. So I'm glad that we're getting a fucking show out of it. Wasn't crazy about all the family drama aspects of the first episode though. I don't know. Just I thought you could have went a more interesting route, but at the same time, it does make it at least a little bit interesting because you have like this brother and sister that kind of hate each other because their dad was a piece of shit and fucking lived a double life. So that's cool, but at the same time, a little bit more monster. Also, the bus scene. Jesus Christ, Godzilla killing a fucking bunch of children. Big thumbs up there. Second episode.
I don't want to ruin it, Kruger, but that was an escape bus, so it wasn't all kids, but there was a lot on there, and I appreciate that.
Hey, man. I saw it as fucking goddamn trick or treat. And Godzilla was like, fuck these kids.
Sounds like the motherfucker spitting.
Yeah. Second episode. Again, I think the second episode was probably the weakest for me. I just, again, like not enough monster shit. But then 3 came out and it gave me one of the coolest monsters I've seen in the MonsterVerse. That fucking snow monster. I don't know what the fuck we're calling him, but
it has a name.
Yeah, I forget what the fuck it's called. But
Zarak or something. I don't know. Whatever.
He's badass as fuck. And I also just I'm glad that like now we have Kurt Russell in the story because he's driving me when I'm with these kids. Because I think for the show, like I'm more interested in like the flashback stuff than the present stuff. But now having Kurt Russell in the mix kind of makes me more interested in the present stuff. And CGI is looking great. I love the flashback scene we get with Godzilla from 1954.
So cool.
First off, just the fact that he's kind of like a skinnier, crocodilian looking monster, and then boom, atomic bomb, and that's why he's all big. Very cool shit. And yeah, just I love the show a lot. It's definitely doing justice to the MonsterVerse, but I'm hoping it picks up a little bit because I think we need some big kaiju fights. We need some big action coming in. And I also am a big fan of the Godzilla comics for the MonsterVerse. And there's some really cool shit in the comics involving a thing called Mudo Prime, which is the like bigger, badder version of what the monster he fights in the 2014 movie is. And it explains why his spines are different. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I hope we get that fucking in live action. That's the biggest thing I want by the end of the series is to get that Mudo Prime versus Godzilla fucking battle. Because in the comics, it's sick. Again, it explains why his spines are different from 2014 to King of the Monsters. And I think we should see that shown on screen because this is a perfect opportunity to do it. Regardless, the thing I'm excited the most, one, Kurt Russell, just because I love fucking Kurt Russell. And 2, I'm hoping we get more variety of monsters in this series that are fucking cool. And so far, not too crazy about fucking Batra or whatever the fuck you want to call that one.
Oh, he was cool. Or whatever she is.
But that other fucking thing, the snow monster, dude, that fucker goes hard. So I'm very excited, and I hope I also hope we get some of the monsters that were brought in from the comics, because there's a couple of them in the comics that we never see the light, never got to see in the movies. So probably the one I'm most I'm hoping for the most though is Muto Prime, just because that it's called Godzilla Aftershock. It's again, it bridges the gap between 2014 and King of the Monsters. Highly recommend that read. Very cool comic.
Nice.
I love the Monsterverse, and I love this show. I can't even front. I was not bored at all. I actually like the human people. The parallels or the parallels of the storytelling from the perspective of the girl from San Francisco and the dude from Tokyo fits with the opening, because if you see, they split it down the middle, and then with the two timelines, they're doing what Arrow did, which I like, which is telling two stories at one time, and I am invested in both timelines. Love Kurt Russell, obviously, he's the man. I do agree he is the touchstone for everyone to like follow. He's the shit. John Goodman. Come on, John Goodman. He's great. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Check it out. I was paying attention to the human characters. I didn't even notice the monsters were on screen, but they always do that serial, like, oh, you wanted, here's just enough to get you to come back. That's going to wear thin, but I'm still in right now. Because when they do pop up, I do get really excited. The old footage in the second episode of Godzilla at the bikini place or whatever, the island.
Bikini Atoll.
Thank you. That was cool as fuck to see. I was like, oh shit, that we've seen this. This is we're seeing them capture the footage. That's fucking amazing. That's awesome. The people dealing with a post-attack. You have your Godzilla signs everywhere. There's Kruger, I'm gonna make you one at work, and Todd and Dan, I'll make you go some too. And Evil Ed, one's coming for you. Because that was just too cool. It's like, yeah, I guess you would have those signs everywhere if you know, we did the stop, drop, and roll, or the duck and cover for the bomb bullshit. Yeah, I am fucking hooked on this show. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I wish I would have saw it more than the one time I got to, but time sensitive. I'm ready. I like the monsters. I like the way they look. Had we talked before Godzilla -1, I think I would have been a little more hyped. But this is really good, and I'm here for it. I am in a Godzilla mood, and I am getting my balls tickled for it. So thank you. I love it. But yeah, there's the parallel storytelling, though. It's fucking phenomenal. And Arrow's one of my favorite shows, so that tickled my pickle too.
Yeah, count me in. I love the show so far. I kind of get where Kruger. You didn't like the second one, but the first one drug a little. I think you said too. For me,
yeah, the first, I will say the first two episodes I felt like they dragged, but the first episode also had like one of my favorite scenes I've seen, probably the Monsterverse ever. Just Godzilla killing children. So, but the second episode,
actress, goddamn,
yeah, the second episode I thought was a little weak, but third brought me right back in. And I think it is bringing Kurt Russell with the present day, because I just don't really care for the other characters.
Real quick, I actually binged all 3 episodes, so I didn't have that week.
Yeah,
so maybe that would have been different. I
binged too.
Yeah,
so same here. So we'll see how it affects our next one. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, so far I think they've got a pretty good mix of the monster action that you have to have out of this stuff and the human drama. I mean, we're 3 in and I'm hooked enough, and you know, I'm not like the fanboy, so I mean, being that I'm hooked, that's probably a good sign. Yeah. Kurt Russell is still fucking awesome. I think you're right, being that they at least questioned it a little bit. They're gonna do something
It's gonna be
With
radiation
the
based or something like. Yeah.
something. He's a very spry 90-year-old.
If they better
so-
not fucking make him a motherfucking alien, or I swear to God,
He could have been like frozen in time or some shit. Who knows?
His
No,
son
come
is U.S. agent, and the different Captain America. That guy got frozen.
I was gonna say. I was gonna-
When are we gonna get to see Godzilla take on rednecks? That I feel would be really cool. Just like Godzilla, you've got like, I don't know, Trace Adkins or something like shooting at like Godzilla from his truck.
Did you recently listen to the Small Towns? That way you bring that up in the chat too. Like,
I don't know. I'm
Your Redneck
envisioning,
Ride came out of nowhere
Dan just
today.
found out about the song. And he's just like, yeah, this is the shit.
I'm envisioning the Hatverse like in the chat. I've come up with some really good shit that I think will make a good trilogy. I don't know. We haven't seen Godzilla fight rednecks. Just a thought. Imagine,
but
yeah, it would be cool.
Because it's like the middle of the country.
We get Necro Butcher
Long
in there. Can you imagine Godzilla getting hit with light tubes?
No, because he's fucking too big.
I mean, he did enough.
You need
Now-
a fucking light tube the size of a fucking skyscraper.
the
Now,
freedom
if there's some
power.
guardrails there, I'd be worried.
Yeah,
I don't
shit.
know.
Jesus Christ.
Wouldn't fuck with Necro. He can do some. He'll find a way.
I'm
He'll get
so-
that spike under his
I'm
chin.
fucking chasing, motherfucker. I can't wait.
I called Schlack out on your behalf the last episode. So Schlack, if you're watching now, punk, defend the belt against Kruger. Fuck
Yeah.
you up.
Oh, we lost Dan complete.
Oh, because he's a coward. He doesn't want Schlack to fuck his ass up.
Yeah.
He's like, I have no part of this.
I'm fucking waiting, motherfucker. I can't wait. And again, I owe him a receipt for what the fuck he did to Godzilla on the t-shirt.
You gotta spray some fire in his face. This is my atomic breath.
You see me fucking
What happened there? My bad.
fucking I'll get the water bottle that fucking Masada uses.
All right. So we're not gonna rate the series, but we all definitely recommend it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good watch, and I'm glad that we have a Godzilla series going on while we have a goddamn Japanese Godzilla in the theaters, along with we're probably in March going to be getting GVK or GVK2, aka GXK, aka Godzilla Kong. What the fuck, New Kingdom or some shit it's called.
I don't know. There's a
Yeah.
lot of letters, and I think the LGBTQ people might be upset now.
I think just to close real quick on the show. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my thing there.
It'll depend where it's going. I hope it doesn't get too jokey. I hope they continue with like the somewhat
The tone that they
serious.
have right
tone.
now.
Yeah,
I mean,
which
they killed
think
children.
will.
God damn it, they better.
Yeah.
Um,
But
Yeah, so far so good. I'm interested enough to keep with it.
Now, the one thing I did hear is that there's a possibility that we may get some other Toho monsters showing up in this thing. There's been some rumors. So if we get a Gigan, I will fucking shit my pants. Because that's
All fluids are releasing, sir.
that's kind of the big one I really want is like
I want that in a
Gigan.
movie though, but I'll take what I can get. Fuck it.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, fucking definitely a good addition to the MonsterVerse and a good way to keep us pretty hype. What is this going to be, a 10-episode series? So we got another 6 weeks of it. So
Or including this week.
yeah,
That'd
so
be
yeah,
six.
so
Yeah,
6. So another 6 weeks of this. Keep us nice and hyped for fucking Godzilla and Kong too. And yeah,
hopefully it doesn't stretch it more than it needs to. That's my big
I also
fear.
saw a bunch of spoilers for Godzilla versus Kong 2 fucking this week.
No.
No, I'm not gonna tell you, but god damn it, like I'm pretty fucking excited for that, for what I've seen too. So gonna be a very, very good time to be a Godzilla fan. Now, if we could
Absolutely.
only get another like my problem is Godzilla is the only one now. Like I need let's get another fucking let's get Gamera live action going or something. Because that fucking Netflix show ain't it, motherfucker. I can tell you that much.
That might hurt it a little bit, but I don't see why they wouldn't give it a go. I would think they could get the rights to that.
Oh, Gamera probably easily, but
Yeah.
or just fucking give us what we want and give us a Toho fucking Gamera versus Godzilla movie, because we've been fucking begging for that. I mean, that's the Freddy versus Jason that's never happened in the Kaiju era.
That Gamera box set is fucking amazing.
Oh, it is absolutely. Well, dude, the Gamera Heisei movies. I forget off the top of my head what the guy's name is, but he's the same guy who did GMK. That guy is fucking probably one of the greatest fucking directors of kaiju cinema of all time. The Gamera Heisei series doesn't miss a single fucking movie. Those three movies are three of the fucking best.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah, Monarch, check it out. Apple TV, Godzilla -1. Get your motherfucking ass to the theater. Go see it on the biggest screen possible.
That means you, Orc.
Yeah,
Get there.
Orc, please.
He said he was trying, so I don't know if what.
Try harder, motherfucker.
Yeah, I can't even argue. I was trying to be sympathetic, but you're right.
Confiscate a scooter and you go there just now in the Maine cold.
Is there a blizzard or something? That's the problem? Is
it's Maine? There's always a blizzard.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a great time to be a Godzilla fan. So if you've ever wanted to get into Godzilla, hey, right now is the time.
I believe the figure is up for pre-order, or it's going to be up on Monday.
The Super 7 one.
I don't know.
Okay, so there's a Super 7 Godzilla -1 figure coming out. That pre-order is going to come out December 1st, and then right now you can also
telling me about this. So yeah,
how big is this one?
It's like probably around. Come here, you bastard. Probably around this fucking size. Maybe a little bit bigger. So I think this is like around 7 inches.
Oh,
but
the fucking tail swipe at the plane. Fuck yeah.
Dude, but they do have the Bandai Movie Monster series version of Godzilla -1 out right now, and they're also doing a second version. I'm not gonna say what the fuck it is, but if you've seen the movie, you probably know what the fuck it is. So yeah, you can get those, and also Godzilla store fucking Japan or US finally opened up a few months ago.
Where's
so
that?
You can get. It's just called the GodzillaStore.com.
Okay. I thought it was an actual.
So no. So it's an online website, but before you would have to go through Mercari and do all this bullshit, jump through all these hoops to get Japanese Godzilla merch. Now you don't. So
Mercari fucked themselves by upping their take. Dumbass.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking. I'm like a kid in the candy store. I really wish I could rewatch -1 tonight, though. Like,
Same.
That's one of the movies where once I know I have the Blu-ray, that thing is going to probably play in my house every single day for like 3 weeks straight. And I can't wait for it. So glad it was awesome. I'm glad everybody loved it. Dude, even my girlfriend gave it fucking 5 out of 5. She was just like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I just let's fingers crossed. Let's give Godzilla an Oscar, motherfucker. Come on.
I want that, and I want this world to continue to build. I want more monsters.
Yeah, I need this universe to kickstart Japan's chronological fucking series. So yeah, fucking on that note, I think we've said just about everything there is to say about the recent Godzilla properties. So everybody say goodnight.
For more Godzilla, check out our Discord. More kaiju stuff in general. Join our Discord, which is free. Link always in the description, and patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. It all starts at just $1.
The Daily Ghost, we got one to go. You convinced me. Going this weekend. Fuck yeah.
you'll have a good time.
And
See it on the
please,
big
when
screen.
you guys do watch Godzilla -1, come back to this video and leave your comments below because I'd love to hear what everybody thought about this movie and the Monarch
list your
series as
top,
well.
list your top 5 or 10 or whatever.
One day we'll
movie.
get around to that Godzilla franchise show, and motherfucker, will it be glorious?
I'm ready for a watch along. So
Oh, dude, me too. Hopefully, yeah. Stay tuned for some Godzilla watch-alongs. I know we've been inconsistent as fuck since we started them, but we will eventually get through all of the fucking movies.
We've been
So,
consistently inconsistent.
but I'm ready for a new one. So hopefully we'll schedule that soon. And yeah, fucking. On that note, patreon.com/FleshWound Features starts at just $1. Fleshwound Gaming. Go check that out. I may stream a little bit later tonight playing some Splatterhouse because I finally figured out how to get through the fucking 3rd level. So that may happen. And anything else, gentlemen?
No.
Todo.
no.
All right, say goodnight. Or
Good
actually, I should probably fucking say goodnight. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Hail Gojira.